state its importance. Okay, so what do you mean by insolation? Anyone in class?
The incoming solar radiation absorbed
The
by
incoming solar radiations. Okay, after answering, please do mute yourself. Okay, everyone. After answering, so first define insolation. Insolation means the incoming solar radiations. The
Page
solar
number.
radiation, page number, that also you have to find. The solar radiations which have been intercepted by the earth, like the solar radiation, they are being radiated in the in space, and whatever amount of those radiations is reaching the earth is being intercepted by the earth, those are called incoming solar radiation. It is given page number 103 or 4, I think. It's on page number 103. Insolation, in bold letters it is given, that is intercepted by the earth is called as insolation. Insolation is incoming solar radiation. Sorry, is this clear? Stated its importance. What is its importance?
most of the energy is provided by insulation only.
See here. Okay, most of the energy is being provided by the insolation. Now, what happens because of that insolation? Please mute yourself. Okay, just listen here. If we are getting more insolation, like on the Earth surface, if you are getting please mute yourself, everyone. Okay, the insulation. Insulation we will discuss. What do you mean by insulation? Now, what is the importance? It affects the heat. If more insulation is there, more heat will be there on the earth. More insulation, more heat. Now, if on the earth surface, there is difference of insulation as we move from the equator towards the pole. There is a difference in insulation being intercepted by the earth. So here we have more insulation, here we have less insulation. So because of difference in the insulation, what is being generated? What is being created? The heat zones, different heat zones are being created depending on the amount of insulation we are getting. So torrid zone, frigid zone, and moderate zone, temperate zones, those all we have discussed. So what all you can write? More the insulation, more the heat. And earth is being divided into heat zones depending on the amount of insulation the earth is getting. Next one, it regulates the weather. It regulates the weather and the climate. As well, how much insolation is coming to the earth, that defines the weather and climate. For example, these days we are having winter because less insolation we are getting. Less insolation we are getting in the northern hemisphere. Because of that, winter is formed. So seasons are formed depending on the insolation. Okay, that's all you can write. Second one, state the three processes by which the air gets heated. Explain in brief. State the three processes by which the air gets heated. Explain in brief. Three processes we have already discussed: radiation, conduction, convection. And you, yes. Any doubt you have? So three processes we have discussed. Okay, three processes we already discussed. You can write them in brief as well. Okay, now state the various factors influencing the temperature of a place. Which all are the various factors that influence the temperature? That all we have discussed. latitude, altitude, the winds, and how far from the sea, aspect ratio, that is the slope facing.
Write only the name or we have to define it?
See here state the various factors. So write all the various factors. Just state them. Latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, winds, ocean currents, clouds and rainfall, vegetation, soil. Those all you write. Okay. Now, fourth one. Why does only 51% of the insolation reach the Earth's surface? Why does only 51% reach the Earth's surface? Where does the other goes? So, for example, 100% insolation is coming to us on the Earth. Where does the rest go? 51% reaching the Earth's surface.
Some insolation is absorbed by the atmosphere and some is reflected back.
Okay, so see here, some part of the insolation, that is remaining part, is being absorbed by the atmosphere and reflected back by the atmosphere and the ground. So clouds, let's see here, clouds we can include in atmosphere. Okay, if you have any question to ask here, no need of typing there. At least do the outside questions. Okay, at least do the outside questions. Okay. So because remaining is being reflected back into the space, back into the space by the atmosphere and the Earth's surface. So remaining, that is 49%, is being reflected back into the space, is radiated back into the space by the atmosphere and the ground. So reflected back. Is this clear? Remaining is reflected back into the space by atmosphere and the Earth's surface. And the clouds are being included in atmosphere. Okay. Okay. Now next one. What is the effect of latitude on temperature? What is the effect of latitude on temperature? Lower the latitude, here the higher the latitude. So lower the latitude, more higher the temperature will be there. Lower the latitude, more higher the temperature. As the latitude increases, as you move from low latitude towards the high latitude, the temperature decreases. What is the effect? This is the effect. And why this effect is taking place? Why this effect is taking place? Lower the latitudes, higher the temperature. And higher the latitude, lower the temperature. Why it is happening?
Because the polar regions receive slant rays and also the rays have to cover large distance.
Okay. So see here mostly the rays are vertical. Here the slant rays. More the slant, the more the heat will be distributed. More the slanting rays, the heat, the insolation will be distributed over a large area. Therefore, net energy at any particular place will be less. Net energy at unit area will be less. Whereas here, the more heat is concentrated on smaller area. And the next reason, here the atmosphere is less as compared to here. So here the rays have to travel less extent of atmosphere. So less absorption by the atmosphere, less reflection by the atmosphere. Here, more rays has to travel more extent of atmosphere. Therefore, more absorption by the atmosphere as well more reflection by the atmosphere. Okay, this is the reason. Okay, next is what causes the differential heating of land and water. Differential heating of land and water. What is the cause?
Specific heat capacity.
Specific. So land and water, they are different materials, different mediums, different matter. Therefore, their specific heat are different. Whose specific heat is more? Water. Water and land. Water specific heat capacity is more. It means we require more heat for water to raise the temperature same as we need to heat. So here, see here, more heat will be required to raise the temperature of water by the same temperature the land. Okay, let me put it correctly. So see here, what does specific heat capacity means? Amount of heat required to raise the temperature by 1 degree Celsius and of 1 kg. That is specific heat capacity. Now, the heat required to raise the water and land by the same temperature will have to give more heat to the water as compared to land. If you want to raise the temperature of water and land by the same amount, we will need more heat for water. We have to give more energy to water to raise the same temperature. That means the amount of heat that is coming from the sun, that is same on water and on sea and land. So temperature rise on land will be more as compared to water. As compared to water. This is clear? So how you can write? Okay. So see here, specific capacity of land is less. Specific capacity of land is less. Therefore, water will store more heat. Or we can write specific capacity of water is more. Therefore, water will absorb more heat. It will store more heat. And water is a slow conductor of heat. Water is a slow conductor of heat. It will need more energy. It will need more energy than the sand and dry land in order for its temperature to increase. So water will require more heat to raise its temperature as compared to the land. And there's one more thing. Water, see here, land, here only on the land, only the surface is being heated. In water, the sun rays penetrate through the water. Therefore, the heat get distributed more. It penetrates, since the sun rays penetrates at greater depth, therefore heat gets distributed more. As well, mixing of heat takes place. Since water is continuously circulating, so as well mixing of heat takes place. Here in land, here on land, what happens? The heat is mainly concentrated on the surface. It is only concentrated on the surface. Now, at night, what happens? It cools down slowly, it cools down faster because it has absorbed less heat as compared to water. Okay. So this answer, I will do one thing. I'll write in one form. I'll write answer and I'll forward you. Okay. This answer I'll forward you on CSoft. Sixth question. Okay. Seventh question. What? Yes.
In WhatsApp, you forward.
On CSoft, I'll forward. That's better. Okay. Oh, I'll see that.
But sir,
that one.
Sir, but my CSoft not working.
Okay, Sahila. Okay. On WhatsApp, I'll forward. Okay, sixth question. Seventh question. If someone is asking which chapter am I teaching? It's 12th chapter. We are discussing question answers, page number 108. Okay, seventh question. What is inversion of temperature? Under what condition does it apply? Temperature. Lapse of temperature. The normal behavior of temperature we have discussed in troposphere. And what is the normal behavior? As the height increases in troposphere, as the height increases or the altitude increases, what happens to the temperature? Temperature decreases. So for every 166 meters, there is a decrease of temperature by 1 degree Celsius, or there is a decrease of 6.4 degrees Celsius for every kilometer. This is called as lapse rate. Result of this increases. That means it is opposite to what is normal. Therefore, it is called as inversion of temperature inversion. This is clear. Temperature inversion is clear. It is given somewhere as well on page number 107. Normally, temperature decreases with height, but in some areas during certain periods. Mainly, which kind of certain periods? During the cold winter nights, it usually happens. Certain periods, temperature increases with height in atmosphere. This is called inversion of temperature. Okay, this is called inversion of temperature. You can write from there. What is under what condition does it apply? Under what condition does it apply?
Clear night and winter seasons.
Okay. Please mute yourself. I will explain it this one. Sorry. So mainly see here, when we are having cold winter nights. Cold winter nights we are having. So what happens here? Mainly it happens on the slopes. So how it happens? For example, it is a cold winter night. Now this surface, it cools down. Now the air nearby it, surrounding it, it as well cools down. So the air which is in contact with the surface, it cools down, and the air lying above it, they are warmer. Okay, they are warmer. Now what happens? As this air cools down, it will become more dense. Blows down, and in the valley, it is stuck here. It remains here. It is cold winds or cold air, we can say. And now see here, air, the layers of airs or atmosphere just lying above it, these are warmer. So you can see what has happened. Usually what should happen? As height increases, temperature must decrease. But here what is happening? As height is increasing, temperature is as well increasing. Okay, so what happened? During cold winter nights, the surface radiates heat, it cools down very fast, and air in contact with it, it as well cools. As it cools, it becomes more dense, more heavy. It flows down, and in the valley, it is stuck. It is more dense, it stays there. Now we can see that as a cold air and the layers above lying it, they are warmer. Therefore, we can say temperature is increasing as we move in height. This is called as temperature increases. What is normal? Temperature must decrease as height increases. But what is happening here? As height increases, temperature increases. Please mute yourself. Everyone check yourself and please mute everyone. Okay, so as height increases, temperature increases. This is called as temperature increase inversion. Now, what are the conditions? It must be cold winter night. It must be. Second condition, what it should be? There must be cloudless or clear sky. Cloudless, clear sky, so that heat can radiate very fast into the space. Cloudless, clear sky. And there should be very less movement of air. If movement of air is there, then this cold air could rise with the wind and it can transfer the heat, and again the temperature inversion may not take place. So there should be very less movement of air. So what are the conditions? Long winter night should be there, cloudless and clear sky, dry air near the ground. Dry air means moisture. Moisture can hold the heat. If it is dry, it will be cold. Moisture, air, humid air is warmer, always warmer. Okay, it should be dry air. Okay, and the movement of air must be very slow. Okay, and one more condition can be the surface could be covered with snow. If surface is covered with snow, that means air near the snow, it will become cold. Near the surface will become cold and will flow down. Okay, this is the main reason why the orchards, their farming is done mainly on the slopes, not in the valleys. Because here the cold air, so frost bites may happen to our crops. Frostbite may happen to the crops. Therefore, always farming is being done on the slopes rather than in the valleys. And next chapter we discuss about the frost. It is dangerous for the crops. It kills the crops. Okay, is this clear? Under what conditions does it apply? We have discussed the conditions. Okay, now 8th one. Which zone will have a high range of temperature? Why? Which zone will have a high range of temperature? That is difference between the temperature, day and night will be high, or the annual range is high?
Equatorial zone.
Equatorial zone. Okay, so that zone we mainly call as torrid zone. We call that as torrid zone or tropical zone. Okay, we have divided the Earth into 3 zones: torrid zone or the tropical zone, then the temperate zone, and the frigid zone on the top. Okay, so it is the tropical or the torrid zone. And why? Why the high range of temperature?
Because it receives
Sir, because there more heat is concentrated.
Okay, high range of temperature means there is a huge difference between the temperature, extreme of temperature, that is very cold as well, very hot as well. So mainly see during the day what happens? More heat is concentrated in the tropical and torrid zone. So high temperature will be there during the day. And at night what happens? At night what happens? It will get cold. No heat, no insulation, it will get cold. So there is a huge range of temperature, huge difference of temperature. Okay, next one. Name the factors that affect the insulation over the Earth's surface. Name the factors. Which are the factors that affect the insulation over the Earth's surface? That is, how much heat is being received by the Earth's surface. On what factors it depends? What are the factors on which the amount of heat received by the Earth's surface depends? Which all are the factors?
altitude.
Altitude is fine. Okay, in generalized terms, what could be the factors? Amount of heat received by the Earth's surface.
Shape of the
Rotation
Latitude.
of rotation
Shape
of
of the
Earth
Earth.
on its axis.
Okay, rotation of
Sir,
Earth
the duration of the day.
on its axis. Okay, that is shape of the Earth as well. How the Earth is being shaped. Okay, second, shape of the Earth you can write. Rotation, it depends on rotation on its axis. Duration of the day. Duration of the day as well. Amount of heat received. See here during the winters, we have short days, so less amount of heat we are getting, less insulation we are getting. And during summers, the days length are longer. In the tropical, at the tropics, you can see around 16 hours of day during summer. On 21st June, we are having 16 hours of day. That is, so duration of the day. Okay, any more? Inclination of the Earth as well is there. Altitude as well you can write. That will depend on the, okay. Atmosphere as well. Transparency of the atmosphere. It will depend on transparency of the atmosphere as well. Okay. All these are the factors on which the amount of heat received by the Earth depends.
Sir, the angle of the sun rays.
The angle of the sun rays, that is the at what angle the sun rays are incident. So incidence angle of the sun rays, angle at which the sun's rays are reaching the surface. That actually you can write. Okay. Okay. Now next question. 10th question. Then okay, this way down. Why are the slanting rays less effective than the vertical rays in heating the atmosphere? Why are the slanting rays less effective than the vertical rays in heating the atmosphere? Why is it so? So this is the Earth, this is the atmosphere. These are the rays. Okay. Okay. So these are the rays. Now, why the slanting rays are less effective as compared to the vertical rays? What is the reason?
Because slanting rays travel more distance.
More distance, that is fine. Is one more reason, main reason. Okay, here you can do one thing. Take torch and first focus vertically. You will see all the like the spot is formed. Spot on the paper is formed. Very small spot is formed. Okay. Now, as you slant as you make it horizontal, you will see the rays will be spreading. The light will be spreading more, but less intensity. You can check with that. Torch, more intense will be there. High, more light intensity will be there. Now, as we make the paper horizontal, you see it will getting spread. It will be getting the light will be spreading and less intensity will be there. So what happens? See here. So the area covered by the vertical rays. The area covered by the vertical rays is small. Okay. More vertical rays are concentrated on smaller areas. Whereas slant rays, they get spread over larger area. They get spread over larger area. So net heat per unit area will be more where the vertical rays have incident as compared to the slanting rays. Okay. So the area covered by vertical rays is always less than the slanting rays. So less the area covered, more heat will be concentrated. Here, the more heat will be distributed. So here, heat is concentrated. Here, heat is distributed. It distributes over larger area. That means on net area, net unit area, amount of heat available will be less as compared to this one, equatorial zones, or the places where the vertical rays are incident. Is this clear?
So one more time.
Okay. So see here, the vertical rays, the area is less, the effective area is less as compared to the slanting rays. Now see here, so more heat is concentrated in a smaller area as compared to the vertical rays. Okay, you can take it like this. I take one and one like this. Okay. I'm making 3 rays equidistant. Again, I'm making 3 rays equidistant. Okay. These are falling on the surface. Okay. Now see here how much is the area? Smaller area. More heat is concentrated in a smaller area. Okay. Here, heat is concentrated over large area. That means heat got distributed over large area. You can see here the area is more when the rays are slant. Okay, so heat got distributed over larger area. Here, heat got concentrated over smaller area. So, heat per unit area is less here where the slant rays were incident. Okay, you can write it like this. The area covered by vertical rays is always less than the slanting rays. Area covered by vertical rays is always less than the slanting rays. The area covered is more, energy get distributed. The area covered is more, the energy get distributed. And the net energy received per unit area decreases. And the net energy received per unit area decreases. So per unit area, the net energy received is less. It decreases. So the area covered is more, energy gets distributed. And the net energy received per unit area decreases. You understood now? The vertical rays, all the heat is concentrated over a smaller area. Slanting rays, all the heat is concentrated over larger area. That is distributed over larger area. Okay. So net area. Okay. The net energy received. The net energy received per unit area is less. the net energy received per unit area is less. So when the sun rays are slanting, the energy received, it gets distributed, and the net energy received per unit area is less. Here the net energy received is less. You can write in your own words as well. You understood the concept? On the equator, near the equator, they are vertical rays. So all the heat is concentrated over a smaller area. And as we move towards the polar region, that is towards the poles, the rays are more slanted. So all the heat is distributed over larger area. And net heat available, net heat per unit area is less. This you can do experiment with a torch. Paper you hold and make it slant. You will see it is more intense heat on a smaller area, more light in a smaller area. Now, as you increase the angle, you can see the heat, the light get distributed, and amount of light available per unit area is less. Okay, you can do that experiment as well. Sorry. Okay. Now, next question. How do winds modify the temperature of a place? How do winds modify? For example, we are having snowfall in Himachal or somewhere, and here the temperature decreases in Rajasthan. Or whenever we are getting in winter the western disturbances, that is from Mediterranean, we are having the winds. Here the temperature decreases. So that is because of the winds flowing. So how you can write? How do winds modify the temperature of a place? Sorry, it's given on. Yes, vertical rays gives more heat per unit area. They are concentrated in small area. More heat is concentrated. All the heat is concentrated in smaller area. So net heat available, net heat received per unit area will be more as compared to the slanting rays. Okay. So now the winds. How do they affect the? How do you affect the temperature of a place? It is given on page number 10C6. How to affect? You can give example. For example, winds. Winds are the system that transfers the heat. They transfer the heat. So if the winds are flowing from interiors, if they are flowing from the interiors of the continent, mainly in interiors of the continent, for example, cold winds flowing from the interiors of the continent, they will decrease the temperature over its path. So as they flow, so whichever places lies in its path, they will decrease the temperature. So cold winds flowing to always decrease the temperature of all the places which lie in its path, where it flows. And now if warm winds are flowing, it will increase the temperature for all the places where the where its path is there. Okay, on its path, it will increase the temperature of all the places lying in its path. Okay, example you can give. If places, the coastal areas, they have the moderate temperature, they have the very less diurnal or the annual range of temperature. That is because of the winds flowing from the sea. Okay.
So now project work.
Project work, just wait for a minute, we'll discuss. We can discuss project after 12 and we have a lot of time. Okay, so see here, next question. How do winds? What does normal lapse rate means? That you can do yourself. Normal lapse rate. Okay. Explain with the help of diagram how the slope of a land affects the temperature. How does the slope of the land affects the temperature? How does the slope affect? That you can do? How does the slope?
Yes, sir, we can do.
Slope of the land affects the temperature. Okay, here you have to discuss steep and gradual slope. Okay. It is given on page number. Okay, the relief features of the slope has modified the temperature in 3 ways. Presence of mountain has a variable inversion and direction of the slope. So 3 ways are there, it affects. So presence of the mountain acting as a barrier, that is Himalayas we have discussed. Second is the temperature inversion we have discussed, the slope and the valley. Third is the like in the north. The southern part of the slope, mainly the southern part of the mountain, it will be getting most of the sunlight, and this will be the mainly the shaded region. Northern, very less or no direct sunlight will be reaching there. Okay, those all you write. Okay, now why does the temperature of a place in the atmosphere decreases with height? Why does it decreases? Temperature of a place in the atmosphere decreases with height. So as height increases, temperature decreases. That is normal lapse rate we have discussed. Why it happens? As altitude is increasing, height increasing, temperature decreasing. Why it is happening?
Sir, because atmosphere is heated by terrestrial radiation and that decreases with increase.
Okay, that is fine. There are more reasons for that. See here. Here we have in atmosphere it is a mixture of gases. So as the height increases, density so less pressure will be there and less heat. So you can write it like this. Air expands as its pressure decreases. Air expands as its pressure decreases. Absorbs less heat because as air expands, it will have low thermal conductivity because molecules will be more far away from each other. So it will have low thermal conductivity. Air expands as its pressure decreases. Absorbs less heat. Okay, this is one region. Other region, this is one region. Other region. This we already discussed. The atmosphere is mainly heated by the terrestrial radiation, as mentioned by Dipakshi as well. It is mainly heated by the terrestrial radiations. That as well you write. One reason is density decreases, other is because of terrestrial radiation. So you can write. So second you can write troposphere gases absorb heat from the Earth's surface. So they absorb very less of the insolation. They absorb very less of the insolation. And most of the heat they absorb is from the terrestrial radiation. So troposphere gases absorb less, very little of insolation. Instead, ground yes, that you can write this radiation and then hit the troposphere air by conduction and convection. So the insolation towards the ground surface, the Earth surface absorbs it. Now through convection and conduction, the atmosphere is getting heated. So it starts from ground level and it starts from the ground, near the ground. Okay. So what causes equable climate? What causes equable climate? That is influence of the sea. You can write more there. There is very less diurnal or annual range of temperature in the over the sea. So seawater it doesn't get hotter faster, so it get heated very slowly as well cools down very slowly. Therefore, the region near sea they will always have the equable climate. That is, the difference in the temperature is very less. The range of temperature, that is diurnal and day and night temperature as well as the annual range of temperature, is very less due to the influence of the sea. Those are points you can write. State the reason for the differential heating. This we have discussed. Okay, sixth I will provide. Same as 16th. Okay. Explain the following terms. You can do distribution between the following. You can do insolation, terrestrial radiations. Insolation you can do in terrestrial radiations. You can write 1 point more. You can write insolation it is short wave radiations, whereas terrestrial radiation is long wave radiation because terrestrial radiation colder body is emitting. Here the sun, hotter body is emitting. Okay, insolation. Convection radiation, you can write. Give reasons for the following. Land get heated faster than the sea. This we already discussed. Okay, climate of continental interiors is of comparatively steam type. Why they are of a steam type? Because they are away from the sea. So the moderating effect of the water, it won't have. Because they are away from the sea, so they cannot experience the moderating effect of the water bodies. So they cannot experience the
The
moderating.
time over.
Okay, it's just last is remaining. South facing slopes are much warmer than the north facing slopes in the northern hemisphere. Why?
Then-
South facing. Why?
Because sun rays strike the south-facing slopes at an
Because
higher angle.
they are more open to the sunlight. They are in northern part, northern slopes, they are shaded part. So they are shaded from the sunlight, and these southern part, they are southern slopes, they are more open to the sunlight. So you can write in northern hemisphere, south facing slopes are more open to the sunlight, and warm winds as well. Warm winds they flow from the south. From the equator, they'll be flowing the warm winds. So south winds. They are the reason. Okay. Okay, time is over. So let's discuss for 2 minutes. We discuss project work. We discuss. So see here, project work. The topic is pollution. On pollution, you have to make the project work. So you have to make a file. Okay. You can't exit. Just wait for 2 minutes. You can wait for 2 minutes. So pollution, it is the topic for the project work. And now you have to pages lines on one side, plane on the other side. So this is clear. Topic is pollution. You will do. Okay. So first page, you write the topic and whom you are submitting and your name as well. Okay. So first page you can leave for time being. You can start from the index. In index, how you do? Index, all the topics you will be writing under pollution. That is, first the definition, that will be the introduction. Definition of the pollution, then different types of pollution. For this, you can do one thing, and project work should be of about not more than 20 pages. Okay, 15 pages, 16, 17, 18, 19 pages is fine. So open your contents, open the content and pollution is there, 5th unit. Like introduction and types of the different types of pollution, air, water, radioactive, those all pollutions you can write. Okay. Now the effects of the pollution, in that also you can write what are the effects of air pollution and what are the effects of soil pollution. Those all water pollution you can write. Now how we can prevent. Preventive measures. Factors you can get as well the idea. So you go to the index one by one, you can write them, how to mitigate them, and all those all points will be there. Okay. And on the right hand side, that is the blank page, you can paste pics, you can take out the prints, or you can make the flow charts. You can make the flow charts or the circle diagrams. Those all you can make on the right side. Okay. More we discuss on Friday. Okay. About the project.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ask again.
So we can paste the pictures of
Yes.
pollution.
Yes, you can take from the newspaper or the internet, any source you can take the pics. You can paste there. You can draw as well. You can make the flow charts as well there on the right side. Okay, or any convention taking place or anything like different protocols are there. Those also you can mention somewhere. Okay, AICCC are there. Those all you can mention.
If the project was more than 20 pages, then
Try to make it up to 20 pages.
Sir,
Okay.
minimum how much pages?
more than no
Minimum.
problem. Na?
It's okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22 is fine. But still, try to manage within 20 pages.
Sir, in how many days you have to complete?